Is hi Nana. Hi. See, we were learning about qualitative analysis. So, in the part of qualitative analysis, we have seen the detection of carbon and hydrogen by Liebig's method. So, now we are going to learn the detection methods of nitrogen. So, nitrogen can in an organic compound. So, the nitrogen present in an organic compound can be detected by two tests, by two different tests. So one test is called as soda lime test. Soda lime. Soda lime means it's a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. And another test is Lassen's test. What is soda lime test? See, actually, the organic compound which contain nitrogen, it is mixed with soda lime and it is heated strongly. Upon strongly heating, upon upon strongly heating the mixture of this organic compound containing nitrogen and this one soda lime, what happens? You'll find the liberation of ammonia gas. If ammonia gas is liberated from that reaction mixture, then then organic compound is said to be containing nitrogen. If ammonia is not liberated, then organic compound is not having nitrogen. So from this it is understood that whenever ammonia is liberated, when this mixture is heated, then that mixture is having nitrogen in that organic compound. Okay, but there is a limitation. But there is a limitation for this, because there are certain compounds like nitro compounds or diazo compounds, nitro compounds or diazo compounds, etc. These compounds, these compounds, uh, when heated with soda lime, though they contain nitrogen, diazo means, so they contain this group. So this group they contain, diazo means. See, look here. Though nitro compounds, diazo compounds, etc., some of the compounds, not all the compounds, there are few exceptions. So the compounds which contain this group or this group, etc., they do not liberate ammonia. Even they contain nitrogen in their compounds, they do not liberate ammonia. So this is a limitation. In general, most of the organic compounds, when they contain nitrogen, they liberate ammonia when this compound is heated with soda lime. So like this. So that means this is not a reliable test. Soda lime test is not that much reliable test. Then in that case, then we have to go with Lassen's test. What is Lassen's test? We learn about Lassen's test now. See, Lassen's test is the most reliable test to detect nitrogen. This is the most reliable test to detect or else to detect nitrogen. So, how do we conduct this Lassen test? What is the procedure? Now, let us learn the procedure of this one. So, during this test, initially we have to take a dry piece of sodium, small dry piece of sodium. It is taken in a test tube, or else it is taken in a fusion tube. It is called a fusion tube. Into a fusion tube. So what we have taken, dry piece of sodium, small dry piece of sodium is taken in a fusion tube. Okay, right. Now heat this one, heat this fusion tube. Upon heating, what happens? This piece of sodium will melt. The piece of sodium will melt and form a shining globule. It forms a shining globule, a ball-like structure. Okay, shining material, because this sodium metal has melt. Okay, it has melt, and now it is a liquid form of that sodium metal. So it is forming a globule-like structure. That means, I mean, a ball-like structure which is shining. So now what happened? What we have to do? So after the formation of shining globule-like structure, that means initially sodium is melted into this one globule-like structure, and after that add the organic compound which contain nitrogen. Organic compound is added to this sodium metal now. Okay. Again started heating this one until red hot, until this entire apparatus, this fusion tube turns to red hot. Okay, after mixing of organic compound, the fusion tube is again heated to red hot. Okay. Now what happens? After it has become red hot, stop heating. Now just at the same time, take a china dish, okay, and into that china dish, so china dish with distilled water, boiling distilled water. So we are heating this china dish. Okay. This I mean it contains this china dish contains distilled water, okay. So distilled boiling water. So as it is boiling, so when the water is boiling, simply uh, plunge this material into this. That means put this material, or else this red hot fusion tube along with sodium metal and all this, because the reaction has taken place upon heating to red hot between the sodium metal and organic compound. So now this material just plunge. Now this is boiling water in the china tube. Okay. So now this now plunge this material. Now plunge this material into this china dish containing boiled distilled water. Boiled distilled water. So what happens? All the material will flow into this one. All the material present in this fusion tube will flow into this one, and it will mix up with the. So now continuous heating for some time. Okay. After that, just stop heating. So heat it for some time. After the these two are mixed. I mean, after this mixture has entered into the distilled water, boiled distilled water. So heat for some time and stop it. So after stopping that one, just filter this mixture. Okay, filter this mixture. Now, so what happens upon filtration? You will get, I mean, when this mixture, I mean, when this solution is poured into this one, so what happens? So you'll get filtrate. Some filtrate is collected into it. That means before filtering, we have to cool this liquid. Okay, cool this liquid, and after filtration, so you'll get the filtrate. Okay, filtrate you will get. So the substance which is not coming, which is not passing through this filter paper is said to be, it is said to be residue. Okay, residue. So now filtrate is taken. It is now this one is removed, and this filtrate is called as Lassane's extract. Lassane's extract. This is called as Lassane's extract, or else simply sodium fusion extract. This is also called as sodium fusion extract. Okay, it is called as sodium fusion extract or Lassane's extract. So generally, this Lassane's extract, it is alkaline in nature. It is alkaline in nature. Okay. So first, after collection of this filtrate or else Lassane's extract, we have to test with the alkalinity of this one. We have to test whether it is an alkaline or not. Alkaline means water soluble base. That means it should be basic in nature. Suppose it is not alkaline, we have to add a little amount of sodium hydroxide to make it alkaline. So we have to add, suppose if it is not alkaline, after the extraction, if this material is not alkaline, add a few drops of sodium hydroxide. Okay, right. Now we got what? Lassane's extract we got. Okay. Now we have Lassane's extract in our hand. So far we didn't detect nitrogen. Simply we have done half of the experiment. now we had what? Lassane's extract is present in our hand. Lassane's extract. Lassane's extract is also called as sodium. Okay, sodium fusion extract. Now what we have to do? See, actually, this Lassane's extract, the nitrogen present in the Lassane's extract, this Lassane's extract contains sodium cyanide, because the sodium metal which we have added, it reacted with organic compound, and from that organic compound, so it has taken nitrogen, it is obtained, or else it is formed in the form of sodium cyanide. Okay, that means Lassane extract contains sodium cyanide. If nitrogen is present, that compound will form sodium cyanide. That means from that organic compound, that nitrogen is trapped in the form of sodium cyanide. Okay, now to this Lassane's extract, now we have collected what? Lassane's extract. We have collected what? Lassane's extract. This is Lassane's extract. Lassane's extract. So to this Lassane's extract, add a freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. Freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution is added to this Lassane's extract. What happens? So when this is added to Lassane's extract, so Lassane's extract is having this substance. So this one will react with the ferrous sulfate and forms ferrous cyanide. Ferrous cyanide. And the ferrous cyanide which is formed, again it reacts with some more amount of sodium cyanide which is present in Lassane's extract. That means this one react with some more amount of sodium cyanide, because this sodium cyanide is present in large amounts. Okay, initially some amount of ferrous sulfate react with some amount of sodium cyanide. Okay, now this substance is formed of ferrous cyanide. So this ferrous cyanide again, it reacts with some more amount of sodium cyanide and forms sodium and forms sodium ferrocyanide. And forms sodium ferrocyanide. It's called as sodium ferrocyanide. Okay. Now, after the formation of sodium ferrocyanide, just so initially we have added this one. Okay, now sodium ferrocyanide is formed into this one. So now it is nowhere sodium lassans extract. Now it is containing what? Sodium ferrocyanide. It is having sodium ferrocyanide. So this lassans extract have been converted to sodium ferrocyanide. Now add little amount of ferric chloride, FeCl3. Add little amount of ferric chloride. When ferric chloride is added to this one, this solution, what is it now? What is this one? Before that, before addition of ferrous sulfate, it was lassans extract. Now this lassans extract has been converted into this one. Okay, sodium ferrocyanide. Now, when if ferric chloride is added to this solution, what happens? So this one will react this one with this. Okay, sodium ferrocyanide when reacted with ferric chloride. So what happens? It forms a ferrocyanide. Fe4, Fe, Cn6 taken thrice. Okay, it forms a ferrocyanide. Okay, right. So along with this, NaCl is also formed. NaCl is also formed like this. So here what is happened? A bluish colored material is formed. So what happens after addition of this one into this sodium ferricyanide? Bluish colored material is formed. Okay, bluish green color. Sorry, bluish green colored material is formed. Okay, bluish green substance is formed. It is called as Prussian blue. It is called as Prussian blue. A substance known as Prussian blue is formed. So the formation of Prussian blue indicates that there is a presence of nitrogen in this compound. Okay, so how the nitrogen has come here? So from the organic compound. So initially that organic compound is converted into lassans extract. Okay, so the nitrogen present in the organic compound is trapped in lassans extract, and finally, so into this substance that nitrogen has come. So from this it is understood that organic compound is having nitrogen. So in this way we can go with the detection of nitrogen by lassans test. See, before directly it won't turn into bluish green. See, after the formation of this one, we have to add a dilute HCl. When dilute HCl is added, that means acidification. So after addition of this one, so acidification should be done here. Acidification, dilute HCl. dilute HCl. So that means into this reaction mixture, so after the reaction has taken place, add a dilute HCl. So after addition of dilute HCl only, so now this solution will turn into bluish green color. Bluish green color substance it will form, and it is called as Prussian blue. So this is called as Prussian blue. So this is Prussian blue. This is called as Prussian blue, which is bluish green in color. Okay. So bluish green material known as Prussian blue is formed. So from the formation of Prussian blue, it is understood that the organic compound is having nitrogen, right? So this is the way how nitrogen is detected from the in the given organic compound. Suppose if there is sulfur also along with nitrogen, what happens? If there is nitrogen and sulfur also, in the given organic compound, then what happens? So same Lassen's test. In the Lassen's test, what happened? The Lassen's extract contains sodium thiocyanate. The Lassen's extract contains sodium thiocyanate. If only nitrogen is present, it is forming sodium cyanide. Already we have seen, if only nitrogen is present, it forms a sodium cyanide. That means Lassen's extract contains sodium cyanide. But if nitrogen and sulfur is also, that means a mixture. That means the organic compound contains nitrogen as well as sulfur element in it. Both the elements, if they are present, then that Lassen extract, it is having sodium. It will have sodium thiocyanate instead of sodium cyanide. So because this will convert into sodium thiosulfate, because sulfur also will react, and finally it will form sodium thiosulfate. So here, when sodium thiosulfate is obtained in Lassen's extract, then how to detect? So in that case, this Lassen's extract, now, when sulfur is present, then Lassen's extract is said to be having sodium thiocyanate. When sulfur is absent and only nitrogen is present, then this is called as Lassen's extract. That means Lassen's extract contains this one. Okay. So when both are present, the Lassen's extract is having sodium thiosulfate. Okay. So in this case, what happens? So in this case, add a FeCl3. When FeCl3 is added to this Lassen's extract, then immediately it turns to a blood red colored substance. Blood red coloration takes place. Okay, by forming ferric thiocyanate. So when here, that means if Lassen extract contains this material instead of this one, if Lassen's extract contains this material, what happens? After addition of FeCl3, immediately this will react with each other and turns into blood red colored substance known as ferric thiocyanate. Ferric thiocyanate. So from this it is understood, and then with this you will get NaCl also. Okay, right? But this is important. Okay, so I didn't balance it. Simply remember that if sulfur is also present along with nitrogen, what happens? So after addition of ferric chloride to Lassen's extract, immediately that material will turn to blood red colored material known as ferric thiocyanate. So when ferric thiocyanate is formed, so due to the presence of this material, that solution or else that mixture will turn to blood red colored mixture. Okay, right. Suppose in this case, if you want this substance to decompose, if you want to decompose this substance, what we have to do? So first we have to know that nitrogen and sulfur is present in that organic compound. Whenever we know the presence of nitrogen and sulfur in this organic compound, again we have to reconduct the Lassen's test by taking large amount of sodium. Lassen's test, I mean from the beginning we have to conduct the preparation of Lassen's extract. Okay, in the preparation of Lassen's extract, because from this reaction is the continuation of preparation of Lassen's extract. So after the Lassen's extract is prepared, then only this reaction is happened. So before the preparation of Lassen's extract only, we have to take large amount of sodium. Okay, so if you take large amount of sodium, what happens? As the organic compound is containing this one, both are nitrogen and sulfur. When large amount of sodium is taken, we have taken, what happens? This sodium thiocyanate will react with the sodium, okay, with excess amount of sodium, because large amount of sodium we have taken. That means that Lassen's extract contains this one and this one also. When we take a large amount of sodium, now it forms what? This substance will decompose. It will break down. This substance will break down and convert into sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide. Sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide. Okay. So in this way, so whenever we notice the presence of both nitrogen and sulfur, we have to take large amount of sodium. So when sodium is taken in large amount, so the excess amount of sodium, that will react with this one, sodium thiocyanate, because presence of these two will produce sodium thiocyanate in the Lassen's extract. Okay. So again, look into the procedure from the beginning. So look into this video from the beginning, how the Lassen's extract is prepared. Okay, right. Now, what happens? The sodium will decompose this material into sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide. That means that solution is having both ions, cyanide ions and sulfide ions. Okay. These two types of ions are formed. Okay. Now these ions, they can be detected by their own tests. So this cyanide ion have its own test, and sulfide ion also will have its own test, and from these two tests we can easily identify that presence of both nitrogen and sulfur. So in this way, Lassen's test can be conducted. Suppose if Lassen's test contains only sulfur, if the organic compound contains only sulfur, then what we have to do? So now organic compound detection of sulfur. Only sulfur if it is having. I mean nitrogen is not there. Sulfur, it is having sulfur now. So we have seen what happens if only nitrogen is present and what happened if both nitrogen and sulfur are present. If only nitrogen is present, the Lassen's extract, if only nitrogen is present, then Lassen's extract will have sodium cyanide. If both nitrogen and sulfur are present, then the Lassen's extract contains sodium thiocyanate. So these two cases we have seen. Now we will see if only sulfur is present. If only sulfur, not nitrogen. So detection of sulfur. So how to find or else how to detect the sulfur, presence of sulfur in the organic compound? Here also the same method. Here also the same method we have to follow. What? Preparation of Lassen's extract. So in the same way, we have to prepare Lassen's extract. First step is preparation of Lassen's extract. So already we have seen how to prepare Lassen's extract. Initially, take a fusion tube, okay, and into that fusion tube, add or else put some dry small piece of sodium metal, okay, heat it, so the sodium will melt and form a shining globule, okay. Now add organic compound, heat to red hot, okay. When the fusion tube is heated to red hot, it is plunged into boiling distilled water which was taken in a china dish, okay. Now heat it for some time. After heating for some time, just stop it, cool that material, filter that material, and the filtrate is said to be Lassen's extract. So already we have seen in our previous discussion, okay. So in the same way here also, in the detection of sulfur, the first step is preparation of Lassen's extract. If only sulfur is present, what happens? The Lassen's extract contains sodium sulfide. If only sulfur is present. If only nitrogen is present, the Lassen's extract contains sodium cyanide. If both nitrogen and sulfur is present in the organic compound, then the Lassen's extract contains this one. And the third case is if only sulfur is present, then the Lassen's extract, it is having this material. Okay, right. Now what we have to do? So now we have Lassen's extract ready. So this Lassen's extract, to this Lassen's extract for the detection of sulfur. Okay, so this is what Lassen's extract. For the detection of sulfur, what we have to do? Here there are two methods. One method is by using Lassen's extract method. Another method we will learn. Okay. See, in both the cases we have to take Lassen's extract only. So first case, for the detection of sulfur, two methods are there after the preparation of sulfur. That means the second step, I mean it is two types of tests can be done. One is sodium nitroprusside test. So two types of tests can be done. So first test is sodium nitroprusside test. Sodium nitroprusside test. Sodium nitroprusside, SSID. Another test is known as lead acetate test. Lead acetate test. So firstly, initially we will learn about sodium nitroprusside test. Okay, so this is all what? This is all the part of detection of sulfur. So in the part of detection of sulfur, firstly we prepared a Lassen's extract. So now this Lassen's extract is used to conduct these two tests. So one type of one test is known as sodium nitroprusside test. So now we will go with the sodium nitroprusside test first. So for this test, initially take Lassen's extract, okay, and add to this Lassen's extract, add sodium nitroprusside. What is the formula of sodium nitroprusside? Na2 Fe Cn 5 times NO. So this is called as sodium nitroprusside. So now add what into this Lassen's extract? Add sodium nitroprusside. Now add sodium nitroprusside into this one, Lassen's extract. When it is added, what happens? When this is added to this Lassen's extract, violet colored substance is formed. Violet color is developed into this. Why? Because Lassen's extract. What does this Lassen's extract is having? Lassen's extract is having sodium sulfide. So the sodium sulfide present in the Lassen's extract, it will react with sodium nitroprusside. That means sodium sulfide will react with sodium nitroprusside. Okay, so this Lassen's extract will react with sodium nitroprusside and forms sodium nitroprusside. Okay, it forms this one violet colored material. The formula of that violet colored material is Na4 Fe CN6, okay, NOS. This is the formula. This is the formula of that white color, that violet colored material which is formed. So the here actually the violet color is developed. So when sodium nitroprusside is added to Lassen's extract, if this mixture turns to violet color, then it indicates the presence of sulfur. It indicates the presence of sulfur. So from this it is understood that the organic compound, the development of violet color in this mixture indicates that this organic compound is having sulfur. Okay. That means here, when sulfur alone is present in the organic compound, then we have to go with this procedure. We have to add sodium nitroprusside to this Lassen's extract. Okay. Right. So in this way, see for when only nitrogen is present, first add iron sulfate. First add iron sulfate, and after that add ferric chloride. Okay, and after that add dilute HCl. Dilute HCl. So in the case of only nitrogen is present, we have to do all these things. Okay. If both these two are present, then add FeCl3 and heat it. What happens? So blood red colored substance is formed. So formation of blood red colored substance with FeCl3, it indicates the presence of both nitrogen and sulfur. Okay, so these are the two cases which we have already discussed. Now this is the third case we have discussed just now. If only sulfur is present, then we can conduct two types of tests. First type of test is addition of sodium nitroprusside. So it is called a sodium nitroprusside test. So to the Lassen's extract we have to add this material sodium nitroprusside. Finally this Lassen's extract or this mixture will turn to violet color, indicating that there is sulfur in the organic compound. Right. Next, lead acetate test. Lead acetate test. The second test is lead acetate test. So, how to conduct this lead acetate test? So, to conduct that lead acetate test, take Lassen's extract. Okay, Lassen's extract. To this Lassen's extract, just add little amount of acetic acid CH3COOH. It is called as acetic acid. So first, that means we have to acidify. We have to acidify this Lassen's extract. After the acidification of Lassen's extract, next add lead acetate into this. Next add lead acetate. Pb CH3COO taken twice. Lead acetate. Okay. So what we have to do? So this test, lead acetate test, to conduct lead acetate test, first we have to acidify the Lassen's extract. Lassen's extract should be acidified by using lead acetate. After acidification, then add here acetic acid should be used for the acidification. Okay. Now, after the acidification, add lead acetate to this one. What happens? A black colored precipitate is obtained. So, when lead acetate is added to this acidified Lassen's extract, a black colored precipitate is formed. Black precipitate. PPT stands for precipitate. The formation of black precipitate in the solution indicates the presence of sulfur in the organic compound. Okay. So this is how the lead acetate test is conducted. So lead acetate test, one test is lead acetate test, another one is sodium nitroprusside test. Sodium nitroprusside test. So these two tests helps in the detection of sulfur. So like this, the presence of sulfur can be detected. Okay.